anniversary.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, you know, how did I feel when Deep Purple had the 25th anniversary of whatever Machine Head, for example. I thought, well, it felt like, you know,
now it's
the whole life, and
right?
it's the whole thing with us now. Yeah.
And you're renaissancing as a band too. Like I understand you're going to do a tour and you're going to go back and service your 95 album and play it in entirety.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was not fond of the idea. I've been asked many times to do something like this, and I never really saw the reason for it, because I believe it gets a little too far away from the regular live atmosphere in general. But when we, you know, finally thought about what to do with that second leg here in North America, we just realized, well, we have been touring for the last 14 months already, and most of the songs we played last time when we have been here in North America would be the songs we have to play again, because we just, you know, we rehearsed a few more songs, but not too much to fill a whole set. And we felt, but people do not know if they are going to listen to the same album again. And then we just said, well, let's make it attractive to everyone, new people and the people who may have seen us in 2015 already. And Andre came up with the idea, because he loves Imaginations over all our albums, maybe Beyond the Red Mirror and Imaginations, I don't know. And he said, well, it would be very nice for me to play Imaginations in its completion. And I said, well, if it's an option, why not doing so? And in terms of preparing this album, in comparison to Nightfall or Night at the Opera, it doesn't take that much time, and it's more intense than these two albums. It's more metal. It's more regular live metal music we're playing there. So it makes even sense to play it in one row, because you still keep the vivid atmosphere, which is very, very vivid, very essential for a Blind Guardian show, I think. And that was my biggest concern in playing a whole album in its completion. You know, if we did, let's say, A Night at the Opera or Nightfall, people would start to listen and would not have fun constantly. But with Imaginations, it's possible. So I think it was a good choice to do so. We start the rehearsals in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
We haven't done anything, so I'm anxious how stuff will come along.
How many of those songs have you never played before live?
None. That's the only good point. The other good point, all the stuff has been performed.
Nice.
Some have not been performed for a while.
Yeah.
And some even have been played at rare cases, but they all were performed. But I think I just read it. We even did one show where we at least played 75% of the whole album already. And I was completely surprised, because I never realized. My first impression was, oh, we haven't played all the songs. And then I just realized, okay, this we have played, this we have played. Makes it also easier. A song like Noldor, for example, from Nightfall and Middle Earth, which we haven't played so far, that would be trouble.
Do you reflect on yourself as a youngster? The things that drove you as an artist when you were a teenager going into your early 20s? What would you say you were like then?
I was ambitious, innocent, naive, but had a clear vision very, very, very early. I didn't want to work. Or if I work...
This is work.
It is work, but you know, that was the if. If I have to work, it should be something I really, you know, like to do. It has to become more like a lifestyle or so. So my first idea from when I was 15 years old was becoming a football player. I was not good enough, but I went for this dream since I was 18. Then I got an injury, luckily, because I really wasn't good enough. Nice. I was far away from that. And then I decided, well, since music always has been my big passion, let's try to do something as a musician. And that's when I really started, you know, working more seriously on a musical career. And short after, I met Andre, and his vision of doing something special were pretty close to what I've had in mind. And then we established Lucifer's Heritage, which later on became Blind Guardian.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was definitely naive. I remember when we did our first album, Battalions of Fear, everyone in the band was sure we would be superstars 12 months later. And it didn't, it obviously did not come this way,
Yeah.
but it didn't matter. I mean, we were young, and the success we have had back then, it was not a big success, was enough for us, you know,
Yeah.
to be established.
Were you a Dungeons and Dragons kid? Did you play?
No,
You didn't play
I was into fantasy literature,
Yeah.
and I did not have any experience about role-play games at all. That occurred to me first, I mean the classical role-play games, when Markus joined the band.
Yeah.
Because he was, what was it called, The Black Eye?
Yeah.
Do you know that? I think it's a German game. He was a role-play game
Okay.
player, and he introduced me into that, but I was more really into the literature itself and into movies a little bit, but it was more the written word which was attracting me, and maybe the spoken word a little bit.
Yeah.
And Andre, who's a computer nerd, he delivered all these computer role-play games to me, and I liked that a little more, but I never really got into that as well. So
Yeah.
I'm the classical Lord of the Rings reader, and you know, maybe even learning the languages and being a pundit. You know, that
Yeah.
that was me in the 80s.
What is it about Charlie Bauerfeind that keeps you coming back to use him as a producer?
He has skills beyond imaginations. I mean, he really is a good teacher. He is technically very, very skillful, and he has an understanding about what Blind Guardian is about and what is driving us, and he captures it very well. And as many people with whom we are working nowadays, he does not try to manipulate us and bring in his own vision of Blind Guardian. He brings in his musical skills and his skills as a producer, but it's still 100% Blind Guardian, and we have established a very close friendship, so it's a question of trust.
What do your fans say is the best Blind Guardian album?
I'm not sure. My impression, and that gets close to my opinion, would be Nightfall in Middle-earth is the best still, because
Yeah.
maybe of the topic. But I know that there are a lot of die-hard Imaginations fans, and recently I found a lot of Somewhere Far Beyond fans, which is surprising me a lot, and which is a good thing for us. There are many people who start to reveal that A Night at the Opera, Beyond the Red Mirror, and At the Edge of Times are more than just great albums. They consider them to be their favorite Blind Guardian albums.
Now this album is bookended with Imaginations. Do you think you would ever do something as ambitious as playing both of them? Maybe as two-parters, or doing some kind of a big sort of a to-do, a
Yeah,
residency with them?
Short before retirement.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a good idea, and the first thing when Andre came up with the idea for Imaginations was, of course, you know, combining them.
Yeah.
The running order would be different. You would have to do Imaginations, and to a certain extent, some of the stuff on Beyond the Red Mirror, even though it is a story told in ages later on, some of the stuff happens before Imagination. So we would have to split it. Theatrical, I think it would be a good idea. I believe the music would deliver also a live feeling, but to bring the story across, that would be a challenge.
Yeah.
But I like the idea.